Hello, my name is Jeff Morgan. I am from Dallas, Texas. I'd like to speak a bit further about the Texas Family Code. Title I, the marriage relationship. Subtitle C, which is dissolution of marriage. Chapter 6, the suit for dissolution of marriage. And notice it says suit. What is that suit thing about? It's a lawsuit. So whenever you file for the dissolution of marriage, it is a lawsuit. In subchapter E, filing the suit, section 6.401, the caption, pleadings in a suit for divorce or annulment shall be styled thusly, in the matter of the marriage of blank and blank. The pleadings in 6.402, a petition in a suit for the dissolution of a marriage is sufficient without the necessity of specifying the underlying evidentiary facts if the petition alleges the grounds relied on substantially in the language of the statute. What is this talking about? So you can file a suit against somebody without any evidence so long as you use the language of the statute? What are we referring to here? And as I mentioned previously, section 6.001, insupportability. On the petition of either party to a marriage, either party, for any reason or for no reason whatsoever, the court may grant. Actually, it's not the court may grant, like the court has an option. The court does grant and will grant a divorce without regard to fault if the marriage has become insupportable because of discord or conflict of personalities that destroys the legitimate ends of the marital relationship and prevents any reasonable expectation of reconciliation. We don't even know what this language means. What does insupportable mean? Because of discord or conflict of personality. So one day you wake up and you have a little fight, that means that the marriage is insupportable. The reality is you don't even have to have that. All one person has to do is allege insupportability, whatever that means, and as it says in the pleadings, without any type of underlying evidentiary facts. You don't need any facts for this. I want a divorce against my wife, or she wants a divorce against me, or she wants to split the family up, or I want to split the family up, because again, in most instances, marriage is not between two people. It's between two people and their children. It's between two people and the state, two people and the church, two people in society, two people and their friends. This whole nonsense about divorce is just between two people is just that. It's nonsense. It's usually many more people that are involved, and it doesn't make a difference whether there is a evidentiary fact for this or not. All you need is an allegation or a whim. That's the reality. I don't want to be married today. You know what? I think I'd rather travel the world, leave my wife at home. I can file for divorce, no fault divorce. And the state will not only hear the case, the state will side with me. In the state of Texas, every single marriage is a temporary marriage by statute. One person at any time can get out of the marriage and break the marriage. And so long as the pleadings are in order, and so long as the proper amount of time has passed, and a number of other things, the state of Texas will always, 100% of the time, side with the accuser rather than the respondent. The plaintiff, whatever you want to call him or her, the person who's filing suit for divorce, the state of Texas will always side with that person regardless of the facts, and will always side against the respondent to the petition. And this is even nicer. I like this one. And when the response is being served, here's what it says. You have been sued. You may employ an attorney. If you or your attorney do not file a written answer with the clerk who issued the citation by 10 a.m. Monday, on the Monday next, following the expiration of 20 days after you were served the citation and petition, a default judgment may be taken against you. The petition of Mr. or Mrs. X, the petitioner, was filed in the court in blank county, Texas, on the blank day of the blank month against basically you, and entitled in the matter of the marriage of Mr. So-and-so and Mrs. So-and-so. This suit requests, and it is a statement of relief. Oh, and by the way, just so that you're familiar with what really takes place here, the court has authority authority in this suit to enter any judgment or decree dissolving the marriage and providing for the division of property that will be binding upon you. Whether you want it or not, whether you agree with it or not, the court has the authority to issue a judgment against you, take your property, divide your assets, because one person simply makes an allegation. The 14th Amendment of the United States says, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. Now, this is the way the state of Texas interprets that. The due process is the procedural due process. So long as we've done this exactly with the right timing, so long as the case is styled in the matter of the marriage of so-and-so and so-and-so, so long as you've been given 20 days after, the 20th day after, the Monday after, whatever it was you were served, so long as all of these things are in order and 60 days have passed, the state of Texas says, this court has authority in this suit to enter any judgment or decree dissolving the marriage and providing for the division of property that will be binding upon you. What they also don't really tell you is they can make decrees regarding visitation for your children. Instead of being a parent, you can be relegated to a visitor. Instead of being a parent who loves his children or her children and is with them, you can be told, you're somewhat excluded from their lives, but by the way, because we have now determined that you're excluded from their lives, you have to pay a bunch of child support, and that's going to be taken from your check, and if you don't, we're going to put you in jail, or if you don't pay it, we're going to deny you registration of your car, or if you don't pay it, you're going to be arrested while renewing a driver's license, as what happened to my friend Michael Dry, who lives in Texas, not too far from here. Even he missed 2 weeks, I believe it was, because he was transitioning job. And the Attorney General's office of the state of Texas put out a decree that the police issued to arrest him when he was getting his driver's license renewed. He was there with his children and with his wife, and the state of Texas, the police, arrested him because he had evidently missed a couple of payments while he was transitioning job. Other than that, for years, money had been coming directly out of his paycheck. Now, he's not allowed to see his child because his ex-wife has made up this whole story about how he has sexually molested her, which never happened. Perjury is okay in Texas, but God forbid that you miss a child support payment, because that way you can go to jail. But perjury, that's no big deal in the state of Texas. And then, it gives all the issue, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. This is the state of Texas, and this is what many people are defending in our legislature. Not all, but some. We testified in March of this year to try to repeal this evil practice, this wicked, unjust practice of no-fault divorce. No-fault divorce means I can force a divorce upon you, I can take your assets, I can ban you from your children. Often along with this comes a protective order or a restraining order, an allegation of some sort against which you have no defense. But the state of Texas says, we have authority in this matter to make this binding upon you. And by the way, Mr. Respondent or Miss Respondent, you have no defense. The state of Texas will work against you, not for you. That is the reality of divorce in the state of Texas.